Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? That's pretty hilarious. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for that, guys. Yeah, there are so many different softwares that I have to be attentive to, and one of them was not taken off mute. So, thank you so much for being here. Yes, now you can hear me. Love you guys. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi, Grandmaster. Hi, Everything Truth. Hi, Brad M. Hi, RR. Hi, Luana. Hi, Angelina. So good to see you. Joe Pesci, Sherry Downey, Meta, JJ. Amazing to see you guys. Wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do have several of us on different channels. So, wherever you are tuning in from, welcome. And today we're going to be doing a clearing, discovery, a healing, and an activation using the energies of our current energetic space right now, time and space. So, let's just jump right into it. The kind of work that we're going to be doing together here today is primarily working on any blockages that we're experiencing in our own self that are causing separation. And as I was just diving into the topic, um, one of the things that we are experiencing in the world today is that we are seeing ourselves and creating an identity, but not as a whole, not seeing yourself as the whole. And so, as this whole organism navigating in the world, a lot of times we're creating facades and masks that we put and present to the world. And it causes a lot of disconnect between the true core self and what we need to do. We have to remember that everything is an extension of ourselves. What we're speaking is an extension of ourselves. What we're feeling is an extension of ourselves. What we're doing is an extension of ourselves. So it's very interesting when you begin to look at that and you begin to look at the impact that you're having in the world with your actions, with your thoughts, with your experiences. So, as we dive deep into this topic, we go deep into the core of why that tends to happen. And a lot of times, what we're creating is defense mechanisms in order to protect parts of us that have been hurt in the past or that feel fearful of that vulnerability. So, as we begin to go deep into that, further into our early years, from the womb until the age of 7, we begin to take on all of the perspectives and ideas from our mother and our father, and it becomes a personality. But from that key moment at the age of 7 is when we create this incredible signature of vibrational frequency. So, from the womb until the age of 7, this is where we begin to construct what our, let's say, our identity and the kind of role that we're going to be experiencing. And this is informed by many different systems. It's informed by the place of birth, the time of birth, the date of birth. All of those things inform that. But what really takes a role, and this is how we begin to look at the I guess the logistics and the architecture of an organism when it comes into the planet Earth. As we are born into the world, we are literally pulling in from the ancestral lineage of our mother and our father. So, any kind of repetitive traumas that they're holding on to, that they're trying to heal, we are feeling that, we are embodying that, and we have a choice whether we want to activate those trigger patterns, those repetitive cycles, or not activate those patterns. So, as we begin to move through our life at the age of 7 is when the organism kind of comes online on more of the physical level, because before that the human body is very open, the chakras are quite open, and we are very much in an interdimensional space. We are moving interdimensionally. It's not until the 7th year of our existence in the physical body that we begin to solidify somehow at least the psychology of the physical organism. And that psychology is complex because it's affecting multiple layers of the multidimensional body, energetically, vibrationally. So the vibration kind of begins to form itself. The personality begins to form itself and solidifies somewhat in some of those areas, especially if there was a lot of trauma before that. So by the time this child at the age of 7 begins to express itself, this is everything that it does as an expression and an extension of itself. So as we go into our older years, into adolescence and adulthood, we are choosing constantly between the core soul imprint of who we are, our true being, and repetitive cyclical patterns, ancestral patterns. So it's really amazing how talking about this dualistic split between the self, that the being self, and the one that is presenting towards the outside world, there begins to be a really big disconnect between those two. And it causes a problem in that we are unclear about why we're doing things and how we got to the places that we're in order to carry out these things. So there becomes an incredibly strong disconnect with the true self, the being self. And we begin to create stories around why we choose to do things. For example, if we had very codependent relationships with our mother or father, a lot of times we tend to gravitate towards being a healer archetype, or one that is helping, one that is the maternal, the paternal, playing those roles of protection and nurturing. And so this child, this soul, very much will already have encoded within them the ability to heal and to nurture because of past life experiences, which is exactly why it incarnated into that body, into that life, into that family. But it isn't until these experiences of trauma that begin to trigger the memory in the higher levels of its organism. And so in this moment, it has a choice to either continue that repetitive pattern of coming in to do that, or realizing itself as a whole individual organism. And even though the outcome in life path of that soul might end up being exactly the same way, it might always end up being a healer. Um, the way that it expresses itself, its extension will be different. One of those ways, when it comes from the codependent perspective, it might actually want to seek fame or acknowledgement or seeking love outside by creating these healing abilities and modalities, and always going out to save someone in distress, perhaps going into codependent relationships where they play the father role or the mother role. And so it's very interesting to see that is very displayed in how we are making our choices in our life. So for that reason, this energy right now and this weekend, this full moon and this eclipse is really highlighting the duality, the internal duality, the shadow part of all the parts of us that we haven't seen yet, that we haven't healed yet, that are still completely suppressed. And a lot of that will come out during this time. We will have heightened emotions. We will have heightened feelings and perceptions about things. And so for that time, it's really important to take a step back and take a look at how you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, so you can begin to kind of understand what led us to making these choices at this moment. And for a lot of us that are healers and working in personal development, it's really important to get clear about our extension. What are we extending to the world outside? Are our choices and our decisions in order to receive love, attention, affection, money, fame, all of these things that could be it. Are we in survival mode? Because that is going to show. It's going to show in what we're doing. It's going to show in the kind of people we're connecting with, whether it's relationships, family members, whatever it is that you're doing in the world. Even your expression is kind of highlighting that part of us. So we want to be really mindful about what the true being is and integrating those parts. So how do you integrate them? We integrate them by understanding the shadow part of us, the part of us that is hurt, that feels in any way that was traumatized in any way and didn't receive from the external world the whole collective nurturing that it required. So, one of the most important things that you can do at this time when we have heightened emotions, and a lot of people are going to want to express a lot of repressed emotions, a lot of suppressed fears, a lot of insecurities are going to want to come out. It's for us to take a moment to sit down, go back inside, and handle those parts of us that feel vulnerable in any way. And we manage that vulnerability by building trust. This is the second most important topic that we need to talk about, which is the trust in the self. We oftentimes, when we go into these dualistic expressions of ourselves, we completely distort our ability to trust. And trust is the key element for you to activate your intuition abilities, your healing abilities. All the higher powers of the human body are built on trust. Because when there is not trust internally with the self, you can forget about having trust externally, and you can forget about connecting with your higher levels, because we are denying seeing our truth. We are denying seeing what we are as a whole. And it is denial of truth, the mistrust. So it's really important to take a look at that. Our relationship with trust. Are we building trust with our psychic abilities every moment of our day, or do we just continue navigating our day without thinking about that? Again, everything is an extension of yourself. So every action that we're taking, is it building trust, or are you betraying yourself in those actions, in those words, in the things that you're doing? Are they not congruent with the true being and what the true being needs? So this is where we begin to create this dual life. And we actually create hundreds of them, hundreds of different selves that aren't in alignment with the true self. So, the practice that we're going to do today is a couple things. We're going to work on the part that deeply mistrusts the self, the part that is disconnected with the self, the part that doesn't want to sit and nurture, that is afraid of seeing pain, that is afraid of feeling that suffering. But in that, trying to run away from the suffering and not wanting to see the fear or the problems that are occurring in our life, we are literally growing and growing and growing that vibration, because it is storing within the multidimensional body. And it stores primarily in the back of the sacral and the solar chakra. So the back of the sacral and solar chakra stop moving entirely. The sacral is your creative life force. It is sexual energy. It is also connected to the throat directly. So, anytime that we have stagnation and blockage, it's usually in the back chakra. And most of the time, you're not aware of your back. You're not aware of what's going on in the back part of your body. So that can really cause a disconnect. Remember that we are whole organisms, and we have to be conscious of 360 degrees of our body at all times. So when we're not conscious, it means that there's a shadow that we are not looking at. Awareness means aware of your whole, all truths, even the most uncomfortable parts of us, even the parts that we feel are shameful and unacceptable or dirty somehow. All of those inversions of truth have to be addressed and inverted back to its proper balance. So, the solar plexus, the back of the solar plexus, is where we store a lot of repressed anger. It's repressed anger, and it's anger that we ourselves feel too much shame to acknowledge, too much guilt to acknowledge. So those two chakras, as you can see, are heavily, heavily affected, especially with the kind of energy that we're dealing right now. It's very much this kind of homey, let's say Tarian energy, right? That it's about what's at home, it's about survival, it's about being safe, it's about being safe in your body and your identity. So all of that is kind of being moved around so that we can begin to really check in to see if what we're holding on to there is what we want to be and what we want to express moving forward. So these are the two areas that right now are really, really, creating stagnation and blockage in the physical body. And the problem with the stagnation in the sacral and the solar plexus is that your crown chakra, which is the most important chakra to activate the body, when this is not moving, Nothing is moving. We are not manifesting, we're not co-creating. So a lot of people that tune in to the ability to manifest are in tune with their intuition. Their crown chakra is moving, it's spinning. But because we want to take it to the next level of the mastery of our physical body, we have to actively work with the crown chakra. And we have to actively move the eighth and the ninth dimensional plane. The eighth and ninth dimensional plane are exactly connected to the sacral and solar chakra. The root chakra is very much connected to the crown chakra on the higher level, because whatever your safety and your expression, if there's stagnation in the root, you won't create, because there's fear of be living in this body, and there's fear of being and expressing in yourself. So all of that has to get moved. Okay, now the third part of this is the trust and the intuition, and there are two centers that manage that the most, and that is the heart and the third eye. Okay, the third eye is exactly our intuition. And when our heart is feeling unworthy, when the heart is stagnant, when it's not moving, usually the front part of the chakra is collapsed inward and the back of the chakra is either broken in half, usually on the left side of the body. Those of you that have a hard time with your intuition and self-trust have some physical ailments on the left side of the body. And oftentimes, depending on how they were they came into the body, we could have learned to mistrust through the father, for example, or we could have learned to mistrust through the mother. Either one of those two energies is going to affect the left or the right side of the body. So it's not so simple to say that, oh, if it's the father, it's your right side. Oftentimes it's inverted, because what we didn't receive is the part that is wanting to kind of overcompensate, and it becomes the stronger energy. So feminine and masculine. So for example, if we didn't feel safe to express our needs as a male son to a father, to speak our truth, to be in tune with your intuition. All of that is part of intuition, to trust that intuition. Oftentimes we will have a lot of blockages in that area, right? So it's something that really creates a major disconnect between the higher self and the physical. So in this meditation, we're going to address the sacral, the solar, the heart, and the third eye from these two perspectives of healing trauma. We're going to be taking a look at the fragments that were created from these traumas at early childhood and into adulthood. And we're going to reintegrate them by understanding what it is that is necessary in order for these parts of us in order to heal and integrate. So let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and do that. Okay. And on the highest level, going up into the eighth, ninth, 10th dimensional plane is the one that we're going to be activating next. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and inhale deeply. Breathing deeply. Closing our eyes. And just staying still with your body. Okay. We're going to begin to activate the central core of the earth. Okay, when we heal and connect with Mother Earth, we're connecting with ourselves. So go ahead and visualize the center of the earth, and you're just going to ground yourself and connect. Go ahead and visualize a powerful wave of white light coming in from source down through the center core of your body and anchoring into the center of the earth. And with every breath you take, we're going to pull in a wave from source that moves through the body, clearing the body. So we're going to start with this powerful clearing technique. Breathing, inhaling, pulling that source energy through the body, and just imagine it moving like a wave through the physical organism. 7 bodies in, 7 bodies out, clearing any kind of debris within the multidimensional body and anchoring it, sending it down to the core of the planet. And at the same time, this source energy is healing Mother Earth. So I want you to come into the heart center and just feeling a lot of love at this time while you are pulling that energy, observing that energy moving through your body. Just visualizing as if you're sitting under a waterfall of this life force that moves through the body. With every breath you take, as you allow that energy to move through your body, you are channeling it and anchoring it down in the center of the earth. And you are going deeper and deeper into the connection with yourself, deeper and deeper with every breath you take. Very good. So now that you've cleared the higher levels of the body, we're going to pull from the center of the earth a powerful wave of green light, and you're going to create a really powerful vortex all around your body. So go ahead and visualize moving this vortex all around the body, moving through the lower chakras, going up into the central core, moving all around the physical body, breathing deeply. As you begin to feel the rotation of that life force moving through your body, we're combining source life force with this green earth energy, now healing the center of your universe, which is your physical body. So go ahead and visualize that you're pulling in that life force all around you, allowing yourself to absorb. With every breath you take, now your breath is no longer like an undulating falling energy. It is now like a absorbing energy. You are bringing it into the center core of your body, and you're absorbing that life force in through the pores, through the flesh, through the muscles, the bones, down to the cellular core of your body. So you're going to visualize that every cell of the body is like opening up, activating, bringing in that life force into its core. Breathing deeply. From the root of the spine, I want you to take your attention down to the root of the spine. You're going to create a vortex at the root of the spine, moving this green earth energy and cosmic gold energy. It's going to begin to rotate up your spinal cord. With every breath you take, you're pulling it up into the pineal gland. We're going to take it all the way up the spine. And it moves in little increments with every breath you take, going up the spine, clearing. And in this moment, I want you to visualize disconnecting from any of these sticky, gooey overlays that we may be currently thriving in right now, or the inversion of thriving. Right now, because of a lot of sticky energy and heaviness that we've been feeling over the past couple months, our multidimensional bodies are like webbed into these overlays of stagnant energy. So this energy right now with the full moon and with the eclipse allows us to gently uh, neutralize our connection to these spaces on the more subconscious mind. So go ahead and check into the body. I want you to tune in because we have 7 layers of the body. I want you to tune in to the third layer of your body. And in this third layer, is where we are holding right now a lot of that stagnant webbing. So just go ahead and tune into your body, check into the third layer of your body. And if you're experiencing a lot of blockage and stagnation right now, chances are that this area feels quite webbed and heavy and stagnant. So we're just going to gently, with our breath, moving up, as you are pulling that vortex up your spine, you are clearing this third body at this time. And this is utilizing the universal life forces that are available to us to work and enhance this multidimensional organism, the powerhouse of creation that is your body. So go ahead and bring down into your body, clearing out in that third level. With every breath you take, pulling up the spinal cord, green and gold energy, but at the same time, clearing that third layer of the body. And you might begin to see that almost as if little exoskeletons of you or little shedded parts of you, like the skin of a snake, you're going to be seeing copies of you in that space. Just clear them out. These are old parts of us that we no longer want to keep carrying. They are old stories, and only you know what they are about because you are reading your energetic space. So go ahead and tune in to the parts of you that you're shedding, the parts that no longer have to be suffering, that you don't need to be carrying on to stories that are limiting and that constrict your embodiment of your highest expression. Very good. So your green and gold energy is going to be more now in the solar core of your body. And now that you're clearing that third layer, you're going to really feel a warmth in the core of your body. You're going to pull up that energy. We are up now in the mid spine, going up into the higher back, going up into the neck area now, breathing. Going up into the shoulders, in the collarbone, in the back of the spine. Breathing deeply. And at this point now, we went to the third level. I want you to go into the fourth layer of your body. And you're going to bring in a very unique energy. It is a color that is like white, bluish, like platinum color light. And this unique vibrational frequency is the vibrational frequency of this full moon and eclipse signature that is being created in the universe. These celestial bodies that are moving create kind of like a vibrational frequency. And this vibrational frequency is part of this gateway opening that allows all organisms to shed and activate parts of itself in this transition point. We have come to a death, and now is the opportunity for a rebirth. So this very unique vibrational frequency is coming from the 11th dimension that helps us integrate this new birth into the physical body. So go ahead and visualize bringing down that energy into your body. Everyone has access to it because it is us. We are just activating the part of our DNA that is in tune with this rebirth at this time. So go ahead and bring that light down into your body, into the center core of your head, down to the center core. And you're just going to feed it into every single chakra. Just imagine it going into the root, the sacral, solar, the heart, the throat, and the third eye. Breathing deeply, activating, and setting the intention that in this rebirth, what is it that we are looking to achieve now? What are we done with? I want you to take a moment to scan your body and notice the parts that are suffering. If you're holding on to a lot of sorrow, grief, pain, sadness, loneliness, feelings of helplessness, disconnect, whatever it is that you're feeling that is weighing you down, experiencing that is weighing you down. I want you to scan your body and look at where it's living in your body. Okay, it's living in some parts of the muscles, some parts of the body. We're going to locate that now. This is the discovery part of our work. So we're going to take a minute, and as we finish pulling up that green and gold energy into the pineal gland, you're going to begin to saturate that pineal gland, activating the central core of our intuitive higher body. Go ahead and visualize clearing all of these old parts, identifying where they live in the body. You're going to be feeling soreness in the body where these thoughts live. You're going to be feeling heaviness, aches, and pains in the body where these thoughts live. Okay. Any parts that feel anxiety or heavy emotions that are coming up, I want you to sit with the emotion, focus on it, breathe into it, and observe it. And there's a difference between sitting with the sensation and observing it. Please understand, when you sit with the sensation, you get stuck in the sensation. We don't want to do that. We are observing it. When you observe it, you are pulling away from all of the stories that are limiting from this experience, and you are now changing the way that you see it. You are the observer. This is actually the most powerful way of looking at emotions. And it allows you to have clarity as to what it is, to look at it from more than just the inside. The sensation is being inside, observing it is being outside of this. And you get to see a bigger picture. So observe those emotions rather than sit with the sensations of them, to allow yourself to understand all that you need to know at this time. You're going to get a lot of other emotions that start popping up that you may have not realized that you're feeling. Let's say there's a lot of sorrow or resistance that you're experiencing in your life right now. Go ahead and tune in to the parts of body that are holding on to that resistance. Breathing, observing. And just watching, observing. Okay, now in that emotion, what else is coming up? Observe. It's going to shift you to another part of the body where that other emotion is. Go ahead and follow the shifts. Breathing deeply. Okay. As soon as you start being aware of these emotions that are trapped in the body, you will begin to feel shifts immediately. That means that you're going to have muscles that are going to feel that they're expanding and releasing. Okay. Some people, they cough or they cry or they sneeze. Whatever it is that your body needs to do to eliminate, you are literally releasing suppressed energy in your body. So you might release it in many different ways. Some people need to go to the restroom for a minute. And all of this is natural in a part of healing. Pay attention to your body, listen to the body, honor it, and come into an awareness of this divine instrument that you're now discovering that is so actually so sensitive, so complex. It's actually storing so much information within it. Okay. So just sit with all the emotions and the expressions that want to come up, observe them, and keep going deeper. Keep going deeper. More of those emotions that you become aware of, the lighter you're going to feel. And the more you're going to understand how you reached this level of suppressions of layers of information. Very good. Okay. So now that you're here, now that you've acknowledged all the parts that are ready to shed away, all the parts that we have been hiding, suppressing, that we have been fearful of. I want you to see in front of you all of the fragmented parts of you that were stuck in the emotions you just released. Okay, so now we're going up to the holographic system of the body. So in front of you, you're going to see all of your fragments of yourself that have been released by acknowledging these emotions. So some of the parts of you, let's say the part of you felt angry, you're going to see yourself very angry. And sometimes you look like you're crumpled up in a corner. Sometimes it looks like you're dirty or old or humped down. People will see it in different ways, but this is how our mind is expressing to us the kind of damage that we've done to ourselves by not acknowledging the emotions that were coming up during those experiences in vivo. So, this is the part where we are looking at the holographic projection of our DNA. This is what you're looking at right now. Because right now, those programs are informing how we feel at all times, how our extension is expressed into the world, the extension of our voice, our words, our feelings, our emotions. Those are the extensions. Those extensions of yourself are informed by this hunched part, this fragment of yourself that you're looking at. So go ahead and see all of your fragments of yourself in front of you. You're going to see all of your fragments. And go ahead and scan your whole body and make sure that you're addressing. This is a great time to do this. From the toes all the way up to the crown of the head, any part of the body that you have neglected that's holding on to emotional information. Okay, go ahead and identify the fragment of yourself that is stored within that part that is neglected of your body. And you're just going to line them up right in front of you, all of your fragments. You might see a crowd, you might see a group, you might see hundreds, or you might see a couple. Every part of the body that you begin to scan, you are also releasing information from the chakra system, the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart. Go ahead and identify which one of your chakras is storing the most information right now. You're going to know that right away because it's the one that is most clenched up with heavy emotions. As you feel each one of those emotions again, your focus will shift to different parts of the body as new emotions emerge, new layers emerge, new fragments. All the parts of yourself that feel that it's unsafe to trust, unsafe to be. It's not okay to be the vulnerable, intuitive self. It's not safe to be the empowered self. Very good. So now that you've collected all of your fragments, and you might take more time to do this, you can pause this video, replay it, and do it again. But go ahead and see all of your fragments in front of you. We're going to surround them in a golden sphere of light. And we're going to bring down this vibrational frequency. The intention right now is that we are using our highest vibrational expression in order to heal all of these parts of us. Go ahead and notice what is the common thing that these fragments are missing in order to embody their highest expression. What is it that they need? Take a moment and observe them. Okay. And you're going to provide all of them, every single one, everything that they need. Go ahead and do that now. For example, if somebody needs love, you're going to visualize providing them with love. They will be absorbing that love. They will be aware of that love, embodying it, drinking it in, breathing it into their body of this fragment self. And immediately, what you're going to experience is a couple things. You're going to see that fragment of yourself begin to transform, and you're going to feel it in your body, the part of the body that's healing from that fragment. You are now operating and healing yourself in the holographic realm of your multidimensional body. So heal that part of yourself. You'll feel it in your body. People that have illnesses, that have sickness, that have a headache, that have some kind of ailment in their body, perhaps long-term things, migraines, whatever it is, conditions that you're experiencing, a lot of times we can heal these things by addressing the root of when these came in. Sometimes we have millions of fragments in ourselves that have been created that we have neglected completely. And it takes the time to address and look for them within us, heal those until we become whole again. So you may notice that you feel better at the end of this. Your bodily movements might be working, your digestive system might be better, your breathing will be better, your communication, your connection with the self, and your ability to feel the emotions and its authentic form is also going to be better. So go ahead and heal those parts of you. As you begin to heal every single fragment, every part of the body that is storing that fragment becomes healed as well. If you see parts of you that are broken, bring them back together, heal them. Breathing, don't forget to breathe. You're going to begin to notice that your field begins to look lighter. With your eyes closed, you will see your space lightening up. So as you finish integrating these parts of you, you're going to merge them into one. Okay. And I want you to take a look at yourself in front of you. This is who you are. Take a look at yourself now as a healed, whole self of those fragments, a whole self. So I want you to look at some of the things that have been blocking you in your past, in your recent past, things that have been causing suffering. And I want you to ask this self how they deal with those limiting experiences. How do they deal with it differently? Go ahead and do that now. Do they still suffer? Do they still react in the same way that those experiences that caused the suffering? Do they see people the same way? Notice. you may notice that it all comes back to the self. Our attention comes back to the self. That we know that we are the greatest providers of protection, of love, of healing, of support, of everything that we need. It all is here for us anytime that we require it. So that is a very powerful shift in the way that we see ourselves in the world, as opposed to having to create the illusion of a facade in order to defend or protect parts of us and create a split of the self. Now there is an integration. So see that part of you and breathe it into your body now. Integrate it fully. Integrate it in with the root chakra. Spin the root chakra. Integrate it with the sacral chakra. Spin the sacral chakra. Integrate it with the solar plexus. Spin the solar plexus. Integrate it with the heart chakra. Spin the heart chakra. Integrate it with the throat. Spin the throat. Integrate it with the third eye. Spin the third eye. You're going to go to your root chakra and you're going to close it and keep it small. You're going to keep it small, especially during this weekend of the eclipse and with all these heightened energies around us. It'll help us to manage and to see ourselves from the higher levels and also receive, to stay calm and grounded. It's incredibly important to be grounded. So the root chakra, keep it small, keep it aware. Go up to the sacral, same thing. Go up to the solar. Now in the heart, you're going to expand it a little wider, not so small. The throat, you can expand it a little wider. Breathing deeply. Notice how you can breathe better as you open. Okay, go up to the third eye, open it. Okay, so right now you look like this. Okay, probably not doing it right, but smaller in the bottom, slightly larger on the top. Okay, that's how your body is. This allows the vortex to move through your body. You are a vortex of life force. When we have this lower areas much open, this vortex can't move. It doesn't have room to move. It's stagnant because the vibrational wavelength is way too heavy. It's too wide. It's too slow. When you change your vibrational frequency, you're speeding up your frequency. So you are more present and you are bringing in more life force through the body. This is what we want to do. Going up to the heart, the throat, the third eye, we're going to go up to the crown, spin the crown chakra as fast as possible, activating your creation. Breathing deeply. You're doing amazing. Going up into the 10th chakra. The 11th chakra, activate it, turn it on. And so this is where we're going to begin to activate our 11th chakra, 11th dimensional plane clearing. Go ahead and tune into the 11th dimensional plane, the 12th dimensional plane, and the 13th dimensional plane. Okay. And I want you to set a clear intention from a place of love and connection to yourself. What is it that you need in this moment in order to move forward in your life, in love, in abundance, in healing your body, in embodying your highest expression? What do you need? I want you to take a moment right now and identify those things. Now, having seen yourself, now understanding some of your shadows that you've identified today, What do you need in order to embody your highest expression? And I want you to be as detailed and clear as possible. Detailed and clear as possible. Every thought is an extension of you, remember. Every emotion is an extension of you. Every intention, every feeling. So this moment of mindfulness and silence is where you can begin to craft the core self, the being self. Let it speak. Notice the wisdom of the core self, of the being as it speaks for its needs. Does it need more love? Does it need more compassion? Does it need green food, more green food, healthy food? Does it need more mindful actions? Does it need more silent space? Acknowledge all of these things that your being needs. And this is your to-do list for this phase that we're experiencing now. Breathing deeply. Go ahead and provide yourself as you connect up to source above you, in you. You are this source. There is nothing that's separate from you. You're just becoming aware that you are this source. So channel wider bands of that source energy through your body now as you anchor it into the center of the earth, which is you. It is your center, it's an extension of you. And as you anchor yourself down there, activate the roots of the feet, ground yourself. The roots of the feet are mindful expressions, extensions of you. Every footprint that you leave behind is a vibrational frequency on this earth. Remember, all that you are, all that you're feeling, all that you're intending, you're leaving behind with every step you take wherever you are. So step with compassion and step with mindfulness. So activate the soles of your feet. You're going to feel it in the throat, in the heart. You're going to feel it in the belly. Breathing. Breathe out hard. As you visualize pulling out from the feet any heaviness that needs to leave out, any illness, any imbalance in the body, any stagnation from the spine. Breathing out. Very good. You're going to go up now to the perineum. Go ahead and visualize bringing that white light into the perineum, spinning, releasing any heaviness, sexual energy, fear, abandonment, disconnect from your source, fear. We're going to break away from any fear of our true expression, fear of vulnerability, fear of truth. Go ahead and visualize, breathing deeply, breathing out through the perineum, directing that life force, that stagnation out. And it's almost as if you're releasing from the root, the sacral, and the solar, especially from the center, it's leaving down that space. Okay, go up now to the next important point right now, which is a chakra between the heart and the solar plexus. This is the chakra of unconditional love. Go ahead and activate that. Spin it as fast as possible. Breathing out powerfully, clearing out any stagnation as it allows itself to flourish. Double-sided chakra. It looks more like a sphere, this chakra. you're going to expand it in your body, expand it. Okay, so anytime that you begin to doubt, you're going to bring yourself here. Bring yourself here. Heart. It is the union, the marriage, the alchemy of the physical body, of the divine and of the physical. We are divine. We are divine organisms. We are purity. There's so much sacredness in this body if you understand how to utilize it. Okay, breathing deeply. Going up to the heart now. And we're just going to visualize a sphere around the body, visualizing that sphere. Okay, as we visualize that sphere around us, becoming as whole as this full moon, as full as this full moon, I want you to fill your space with love. This is not relationship love. This is pure creative life force love. So breathe deeply that love into the body, nourish the body with that love. Breathing. Very good. Go ahead and open your eyes, and you're going to be grounded down to the center of the earth. You have your field around you. Your chakras are powerful, clear, and aware, and so is your creation. And just remember that everything is an extension of yourself. So hopefully, if you think in terms of that, it really does make us think twice about the things that we're doing, we're saying, and we're acting. And this is very important because that is the center of creation. Whatever you do from that space is going to be expressing into the world tenfold. So you don't want to be creating from fear or from anger or from disconnect or from any of these places that are not incongruent with your true core being. Okay. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love you guys so much. And it really means the world to me that you're here with me. Thank you so much, Zaire. Thank you very much, Jay. Sorry about the technical issues in the beginning. I think we got it out though. Angelina Sedeno, I look forward to seeing you soon, Angelina. Meta, so good to see you. Luana, great to have you again. Joe Pesci, John Paul Hasty, so great to see you. Sherry Downey, Marilena, how are you? I just want to let you know that I am fully booked for the end of this year, but I am opening another series of healing sessions available for this coming year. And I do have some very exciting new things that are going to be available for all of us in this coming year. I also just posted earlier, I had my assistant post about our new line of mindful jewelry. And I really hope you guys like that. I've been so many people asked me to do this, and finally we got it out. And it took a really long time to figure out the right company to work with and what to do. And so it's all about GPAC and grounding and protecting and just reminding yourself in a beautiful way how to embody those things. So if you feel called to check that out, please do. Dean Davis, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for all the work that you are doing in the world in your light. It really means the world to me. And I am honored by your presence here, everybody. So thank you again. Rachel, so good to see you. Alisa, check out Rachel. She's an angel practitioner. She does really beautiful channeled angel work. So definitely get a reading with her. She's amazing. If you need to get a little reading, that would be amazing. Kayla, amazing. Thank you. I've been thinking about the spirit walker from Princess Monarchy as it steps, flowers and plant life bloom. Oh, that's so beautiful. I haven't seen that. Is it a movie? I'll have to check that out. But yeah, so there's the mindful jewelry. So I don't know if you can see, but I did take a couple pictures so you guys can check it out. It says grounding, protecting, aligning, and co-creating. And so does the ring. So there are several different items from this line that I am producing for both men and women. Practical, light, it's 18 karat gold plated, and hopefully something that you will want to wear. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All my love to you, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Larissa.